There is a recipe to hate what you love. On 2012, when I discovered the world of 3D and video game development, at that time we were using UDK, which was Unreal Engine 3. I was super obsessed with the idea that I could create things. So naturally, like any beginner, I will start figuring out how to make things, how to model, how to do 3D. And I got myself into 3D. I didn't like to program at that time, so I got myself into 3D. And I was so obsessed with it. At that time, there were websites like Polycount. There still is, it's just not as popular as before, where there were forums and people were just sharing their work, sharing their workflows, sharing how they do things. And it was a great resource for me to learn. And I basically was reading it every day, all the day. It doesn't matter where I was, even if I was in classroom. At that time I was in university, I was studying software engineer. I was just reading these forums, I was just checking what other people do with the software, with 3ds Max, with my and I will just practice every day. And it become uh, a healthy obsession, I will say. um, as time went by and I became better at it, new opportunities arise. New marketplace were coming, like the Unreal Marketplace. There were other websites like CG Trader where they were coming out, and there were like opportunities for me to monetize what I did. So now I was still learning, but I was doing things that maybe have some value for some people, so I can get rewarded by doing them. So I created a lot of marketplace packages, a lot of models. I created a lot of textures, and it was a great learning experience. I wasn't really satisfied with what I had at that time. It's been like almost 6 years, maybe 5 years since I started this 3D journey, and I decided I wanted to work for a AAA company instead of doing things on my own. So I just started focusing on 3D environment art, which was the thing that was more appealing to me, and it has less competition than character art. Character art is really competitive. So I decided, hey, I can go into environment art. If I decide to change later, I can do it, no problem. The goal was to get in the industry, right? I need to get my foot in the door, as you say, call it that way. And so I start focusing a lot on doing environment art. I will specialize only in environment art, and anything that distract me, and any other thing, like for example, oh, there's this new thing to make characters, whatever, I won't take it. Like anatomy, I won't take it. Like I took Scoditon classes before, and a lot of these classes were really useful. But in this case, I was really focused on getting into environment art. And I took some mentorship classes. I took CGMA, CG Masters Academy, really good one. I took Ryan Beno for environment mentorships. At that time, he was working in Spider-Man in Insomniac Games. I took a couple of mentorships with him, and then I just keep focusing on doing the environment over and over again. Eventually, this environment got me into the industry. I was called to work for Ubisoft in China, and I took the offer. I did the art test, I passed the art test, I passed the interview, and inside this company, the people were so good. Their technical level was much higher than what I had at that time, and I felt a lot of pressure. Now, I had other things that they didn't have because I was doing a lot of jack of all trades before. I was I could create materials and I could do a lot of things that they didn't know how to. So that gave me an edge, but I had the pressure, like, there is this constant mindset around this industry that I still see it until today, and I'm not really part of, that this is basically no pain, no gain, right? And you see a lot of schools like this. You see, for example, Fengsu Design Cinema producing super nice artists in time records, like 1 year, 1 year and a half, and they guarantee you can get a job. They basically draw like 8 hours a day or more. I have a friend who was there, and it's really true. You really practice a lot, and you have all this competition from different people where they just don't stop. So even when I got myself into the job, I was good at some things, but I still needed to improve on a lot of other things. So at that time, my mindset was, no, there's no time for rest, right? After work, I will go back to my house and practice and maybe take another mentorship. I took other mentorships for substance designer, for materials. I took many courses. I kept practicing on my portfolio and all these things. But with the work, I was working like 8 hours a day, and also I had to do like personal work after to improve. And this really became unhealthy. And I see a lot of people in the industry working like this. After some months, after like, I don't know, few months, I decided, hey, you know what? Screw this thing. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be like mediocre, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna work after work. I'm just gonna do my work, and then I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna do whatever. Um, at that time, I started taking dancing classes, so I will just go there every night after work, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy my time there, and I was a beginner again. But this time, I wasn't a beginner with the mindset that I had before. Like, I'm a beginner. There's no time to lose. I must work every day, because if I don't work today, someone else is working, and if I'm sleeping, someone else is awake in Asia, right? So there is so much competition, so much stress, that when I learned 3D, I was tired of it. I didn't want to do it anymore. So going to dancing classes in the night was really a relief for me, because I didn't really care about getting better. I enjoy like my progress. I enjoy seeing myself change, but I wasn't aiming to become good at it. It's not like I start learning something new and then, okay, no time to lose. Like, in 1 year you need to become a teacher, you need to get some money, and that's the only way. And if you don't do it today, someone else is doing it, they will outperform you. And this become super unhealthy. It's really, really unhealthy. And I see a lot of people doing it in game development, in a lot of industries really, but especially in art, with painting and 3D and all this stuff. Production always asks you to become faster, better. That's what these companies are hiring you for, because if you can do it in less time and you can do it better, then you will get the owner more money, and the owner will like you, and then maybe you will get promoted, or you will never earn as much as him. So this competition is everywhere, and it doesn't stop. I check ArtStation; it's full of competition, and A lot of people who are starting out are like, wow, how do I make it? And then some pro tell him, no, you just need to grind it, right? And you just do it every day for many years, and they eventually get it. And the problem with this is that the outcome becomes more important than the simple joy of doing things. If you just want to do 3D, or you just want to paint, you just do it. You don't really need to have a goal for it. And something interesting happened after many years of dancing. Is like, I, I became better at it, and I really didn't want it to. So I was starting to feel like, why I don't feel like this when I do my work, right? Supposedly my work is, it's supposed to be like my joy, right? I'm working in the video game industry. It's a dream for a lot of people. I'm doing like work that is like cool, like making environments for games, for AAA titles, and all working in these big projects that not many people have access to. And was like, why are you not happy? Why are you not happy with it? Isn't this supposed to be what you were looking for your whole life? And it wasn't. It wasn't. I lost the battle the moment I put a goal on it. Everything I put before had a goal. You don't really need a goal to enjoy what you do. You cannot really control where you will end up. You cannot control everything. You try to set goals and set timelines like if you had control over your life. And this will go against a lot of what you hear out there, that you need to have a goal, otherwise you don't know where to go. I will say it doesn't matter if you have a goal. It really doesn't matter. As long as you keep going, you will get there. You don't know where you will get, but you will get there. It's like the river that flows from the mountains to the ocean. The river never asks, like, stops and asks, where is the ocean? Is this the right way? Should I go to the right? Should I go to the left? It never asks. If it did, it would take a long time to reach there. It just flows and flows, and eventually you get there. And it doesn't matter which path the river takes, it always ends up in the ocean. Because the ocean is plenty. It's so big that it doesn't matter what path you choose, you will end up in the ocean. And it's the same thing. People are looking for security, people are looking for something, for a goal, to keep their mind occupied. And this just becomes super unhealthy. You will end up hating what you do. So what I did was, okay, let's start over. I will just do the things I want when I feel like I want to do them. I start taking like painting classes, and I will just go there when I want. I will just paint when I want. There is no pressure. I don't need to share what I paint. I don't need to put a goal. I'm not aiming to work as a painter or something like that. I will just enjoy my time painting, and I will share it with some friends at Ubisoft uh, that were concept artists, and I will get like feedback from them. It's not like I'm sharing my work with thousands of people, right? And I will enjoy the progress. And I was really enjoying it. And I said to myself, this is the way. This must be the way to a healthy lifestyle. And after so many years of just following my heart and just do whatever I want, everything naturally becomes more healthy. I don't have the pressure that someone is working like when I'm sleeping. I don't have the pressure that I cannot take rest. I just do whatever I want when I feel like I want to do it. But eventually I get better. Everyone has its own journey. And I may be in a different level than you are, technically, because I started many years ago. I like started in 2012. And of course, this gave me opportunities to keep doing the same thing, repeating, practicing my craft over and over, gave me more opportunities that I cannot predict. Like in the last years of my life, all the rewards that I got, they were not planned. I didn't have any plan for any kind of reward that I got in the last year. Everything was just a consequence of keep doing what you just do what you want to do, and eventually someone will reward you. And if they don't, just doing the thing itself is the reward. So why I felt like I wanted to do these videos, because I see a lot of people in the internet struggling for competition. You see more and more things are going out. You have more technology, you have AI, you have different tools. If you're in the 3D world, you have a lot of options to make things. If you are painting, you have a lot of competition, a lot of people who paint like the same commercial art, and you need to paint like the same, and you need to be faster. If you want to get into the industry, I would say just do whatever you want, and eventually someone will notice. But the thing about doing whatever you want is that you will always go to the right path. And this is what people will call following your heart, because the heart wouldn't want to become the best at something. They just want to enjoy. The heart will just want to enjoy its life, right? There is a old Tibetan story that said that many years ago the heart was in the center of the body, but because people didn't listen to the heart, it went up until where is it now? On the top, right? It's not in the center of the body anymore. And they said the heart said, if you ever need me again, I'm still here, right? It's like people don't listen to their heart anymore. They just focus on doing whatever they teach you since you are in school, since you are in university. It's like competition. You need to become better. You need to get a job. You need to buy something. You never really wanted to do these things. And when you're already there, it's so hard to change. It was very hard for me to change because I already reached to a point where it's like you cannot change your life. You work so hard for this. You already worked in a AAA company. You're working in a big title. Are you sure like you want to change all the work that you have done before, like throw to trash just because you want to do whatever you want? And the thing is, there is no risk. Nothing will happen. Nobody dies. You just keep doing what you want, and eventually you get something. You may not get everything, but you get things. Anything that comes to your life from that point on, when you just start doing the things you want, um, you just do them because you feel like doing. Anything that comes to your life will feel good to you, and you will feel grateful about it. there is so much noise out there that simply doing just the things you want, if you want to do games, just make some games. Like, I'm doing a game on my free time. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I don't have any plan to sell it. I don't have any plan to, I don't know, any date, any deadline. I don't have like a list of things that I need to do. I just sit and just, what do you want to create today? Oh, it will be very nice if I do this, like the character can jump like this, and maybe when it attacks, like some camera shakes and things like that. If that's the thing you feel like doing, just do it. You don't really need anyone to tell you what to do. And this becomes so much more healthy because every day you just sit and you're looking forward to it. Before, when it was a struggle, like, oh, I don't want to do it, but I must do it because this is what people told me. Like, no matter if I'm tired, but I wake up. Like, waking up 5 a.m. Like, seriously, dudes, you crazy? Like, I used to do that. And I understand the benefits. It will get you crazy. And just doing what you love for such a long time, it becomes so much healthy for you. And it really doesn't matter if it gives you money or not. You're smart, you can figure things out. There's something you can do always to monetize your passions. We have such a big economy that there's always money available for you to get if you really want to get money. So you don't really need to worry about it. You just do the things you love. Eventually, with time, you will get better. That's for sure. But that's the contradiction. You don't need to want to get better to become better. That's the thing. When you don't want things, things come to you naturally. That's a law of life. Every time it's like this. Every time you don't want something, it comes to you. You don't plan it. There's nothing to plan here. So if you are working a lot, if you are putting a lot of hours, you basically have a plan and you feel pressure, I will go against what most people say and tell you, just stop doing that. Just do what you want. And if you don't want to do anything and that's what you want, then just do nothing. And if later, after doing nothing, you feel like you want to do something, like you want to paint something, you just paint it. And later you don't feel like doing it, you don't do it. And eventually, because life is a circle, it will come periods of time when you really want to do things, and then you don't want to do them, then you go back again, and then you continue like this. So that will be my advice to you. That's why I felt like I wanted to do this video, because I felt so many people are struggling with this. A lot of people feel a lot of pressure, and there's nothing to be pressure about.